Kidnapped son found at last. Mrs. Louis Lappiner today positively identified her little son Gerald, abducted from her home in Chicago in May last year. She found the child in the most squalid district of the city and in the possession of a depraved woman known as Mrs. Ann Ingersoll and her consort, John Collins. Mrs. Lappiner arrived in town at 9 o'clock this morning. She had followed up so many clues that led to naught that she tried to prepare herself for disappointment. She showed great self-control, although she could not conceal her impatience to see the child. Without any delay, Sheriff May took her to the house that he had been watching. The visit was planned as a surprise to the occupants of the dilapidated dwelling. Entrance was secured in a filthy living room, cold and almost uninhabitable. A thin, dirty, half-naked child looked up to see who entered. Mrs. Lappiner rushed forward and folded the poor, neglected little boy in her arms. Then she called the boy Jerry and a dozen tender names, weeping first from joy and then from pity, as her mother's eyes detected evidence of abuse. The boy looked half-starved, and it was evident that he had been most cruelly treated. Neighbors of the Ingersoll woman say the child had been subjected to the most terrible torture since he was taken to the city last June. Mrs. Ingersoll and her companion Collins were arrested. Collins admitted that he was in Chicago with the woman on the day of the kidnapping. The prisoners refused to explain their motives for abducting the child, but Sheriff May, who has been at work on the case, believes that it was a design to secure a large reward for Gerald's return.